Could Trump be dead or resign by Christmas this year? Hi, I'm Darren Monroe. I used to work on Kamala Harris's campaign, and I was one of 30,000 engagement team members, and I have 30 years marketing branding experience working for Universal, DreamWorks, MCA, iHeartMedia. To this very week marks 20 years since I fled Hurricane Katrina, and on this channel, I take people from chaos to clarity. Speaking of clarity, get in my private clarity group before the price doubles. I'm telling you, get in my group. Click the link in the description and get in, or you can go to the homepage of this channel and click on that link and go over to clarity. Now, here's the deal. Can that happen? Well, yeah, it could. According to doctors, I'm not a doctor. I'm not one to judge anybody. I'm trying to lose weight myself, and I am losing weight. And it's 20, we're talking 20, basically 25 years difference that I have in him. I'm 55. This man's almost 80. And yeah, it's bad for him. According to doctors, not according to me, I'm not a doctor. They're saying, oh, we see signs, not just in his hands, his legs, his feet, his face, things he's doing, the way he's covering things up. Maybe this is why he's pushing tyranny on the time clock like he is, and he's pushing through it. But let's say he doesn't die. Now, first of all, I want to say something to all of y'all. Don't comment ugly things. Don't do that. Don't put that bad energy in the universe. Yes, he's a horrible person, but I don't wish anybody dead, because when you wish death and you start calling on death, it visits you sometimes. The karma is a bit. Don't do that. Don't do that. We're better people than that, We're better people than that. I had to shut that down in my private group, in my clarity group, because they were like, oh, we ought to. I'm like, wait a minute. Hey, I ain't doing no plots over here. Don't be wishing. People talk about voodoo and talking about wishing and bad. I'm like, no, we're better than that. Because God's got a way. And here's the thing. I believe, and this is what I repeatedly say in this channel and in my group, is that I believe in the law of polarity. You ever heard of that? Look it up, law of polarity. Bob Proctor, my late great mentor, taught me that. Great guy, 15 years ago. He said, nothing's all good, nothing's all bad. And I know it's all bad. What are you talking about? The good part is we have stood together. This is coming from a Katrina evacuee. Okay? I used to work down there for Q93, FM 98, Amen 940. Those of y'all in New Orleans, you know who I'm talking about. I work with Wayne, Papa Smurf, DJ Rowe, Uptown Angela, the late great AJ Appleberry, the late great CJ Morgan. Okay, just incredible people. And I had to break because we all did, because we either got out or we died, literally. And I'm gonna tell you. I'm not going to wish that kind of vibe on anybody. And what I've seen out of America as a Katrina evacuee is the country stood together when Bush the idiot was messing up. When Governor Blanco, who's a Democrat, was messing up. When Ray Nagin, a Democrat, messed up. It was the power of people who stood together. And what I mean by law of polarity, as much as they try to get us, and here's the thing. I'm here in downtown Chicago. I grew up South Side or White Sox. I'm telling you right now, all of us, we gonna make it through this, and we've been stronger people because of it. It's made us more sensitive to our democracy. Now, I know black people thinking, Darren, we told them we're already sensitive to our democracy. You goddamn right. You're right. But we're surrounded by people who had to learn a lesson that we already had generationally. There were brown people, Asian people who didn't think, them Cubans didn't think they were going to get caught up, because they were told that lie generationally for decades, that they were better than us. The Puerto Ricans better than us. And there were people, all of them didn't believe that shit. So I'm not saying that my fellow Latinos and Puerto Ricans and Cuban people and Asian people, I'm not. That wouldn't be fair. But I am saying there's a lot of people who thought they got treated differently when they came here, and that some thought they were better. And now They didn't want, and some people had a bug up they ass about this. This is the big problem I had from working on Kamala's campaign. I discovered a Democratic Party I didn't even know existed. A one that didn't admit that we had misogyny, homophobia, xenophobia, prejudice, racism. How do we know they didn't admit it? Not because of her strategy. Honestly, I think the you know what was stolen. Okay? I say that in my clarity group. I don't say it here because the social media is so afraid of Donald Trump, they will cut and limit our content. Facts. So I got to be careful saying that stuff. But you can look all up in my clarity group. I'll blow your mind with something nobody on the left is even talking about unless they worked on that campaign. But I will say it like this. I will break down that, yeah, you know what was stolen. But beyond that, let's look at the other things that were out there. The Democrats wouldn't come out and say, listen, it was because she was the black Indian woman married to the Jew that they didn't vote for her. They didn't have the courage. They were cowards. They were traditionalists instead of the progressives saying this was a problem. And some of those minorities had issues with it because they thought they'd be treated differently by Trump, whether they voted for Trump or sat on the couch. Women thought that they'd be treated differently by this, particularly white women, and they thought they'd be treated differently and they weren't. The only groups that were in our corner was the gay community, voted heavily in our favor. The Jewish community, gay, shout out to my Yiddish brothers and sisters. They voted at 75%, and they don't get enough credit for that. They should. They did here in America. And the 60% Latinas, the Latino women got it. They got it. They saw it. What I'm trying to break down to you is like this. We had to have this happen. And I know you say, here, what's the good part about that? The good part is that we're sticking together stronger, that people are more educated now, that people know now going into 26. Going into 26, going into 28, people are more educated and they are prepared. And for that, I love y'all. I think y'all going to do great. But you got to understand very clearly, we have gone through some shit. Woo! Oh my God. Understand, there's a law of polarity there. So what happens if this man dies out? What happens? Here's the thing. Listen to the end. If he dies out, Vance takes over, we're going to have to watch the fuck out of Vance. But the good news is Vance don't have the coattails that Trump has to get them through the 26 and 28 elections, even though there's a blue wave coming anyway, baby. Yeah. The only thing we have to watch is his sneaky legislation strategies. That's what we have to watch. That's the one we have to keep. You know, I keep all four of my eyes on it. You keep all your eyes on it. You know, we got to watch it. The other thing that happens if he resigns, if they force him somehow to resign, and that could happen, we're still dealing with the battle ain't over. We're still dealing with the big, beautiful bill cases that people are fighting back and forth on. We're dealing with the gerrymandering war that they're fighting back on. But it changes the nature of the gerrymandering war because Trump won't be able to enforce the gerrymandering war if he's incompetent and he's gone, he's dead, and it happens, okay? There's another element that happens in there too. The party changes completely. There's going to be a back and forth. And the question is, can Vance keep the party together through 26 and 28? I don't think he'll wholly be able to do that. And there's a lot of people who are going to come for that ass. The other thing is that the GOP Congress is going to start bucking without a Trump. They are. And that's why I believe that Vance is trying to galvanize shit now. And we got to watch him. But could he be gone by Christmas? Let me know your thoughts. I believe he could. I believe he could. Definitely get into my clarity group. Link in the description, link in the homepage. And most certainly, I hope I've earned your subscription and you subscribe here and binge watch my content. The last 10 videos are, the 20 videos are golden, man. Golden. Watch this next video coming up.